Can you just share a little bit about who it is that you serve and how you serve them?
Yeah, so I wear a few different hats, so I'm sure many of you can also relate to that. But I mainly work with businesses, small and medium, to help them show up on social media, increase their leads, and show up with value. But I'm mostly passionate when I work with women and empowering them. Typically they're coaches, consultants, direct sales consultants, in helping them how to show up as the brand in their business. And so yeah, so I help them elevate their image, their style, because many of us, especially entrepreneurs, don't think we have style, but you do. It's there. And I help them elevate that and show that on camera, and then use social media as a way to reach who they want to reach, but more authentically, without spending 24/7 on social, because I'm also a mom. So I know what it's like to have to wear all those hats.
And simplify things. I love it so much.
Yeah.
You know, I meant to ask some of our other members about this, and I kind of forgot, but your story is interesting. Can you, before you jump into your actual story that you prepared for today, can you share a little bit about what happened with your business when the pandemic hit? Because we need to be careful about not using those words. So we're not going to use that word anymore. But when the cuckoo-ness of the cuckoo all went down, because you actually had a lot of brick and mortar locations. And so you made such an amazing pivot in that. Before you jump into what you prepared, can I put you on the spot and ask you to share a little bit about what happened? And it was just an honor to support you through that too. So
thank you. So, and I'm so happy that I said yes to you, because I wouldn't be here right now, and it would be a completely different reality for me. So yeah, when it happened, almost, it feels like 2 years now, a lot of our clients stopped doing what they had to stop. They were closed. So therefore that meant the first thing that they cut out was my agency, which they were a big chunk of my income.
And they were venues like where that they had to close. There was no like online version of what they were doing.
Right. Nightclubs, bars. Yeah. In South Florida. So it was a very scary moment. The first couple weeks I was literally freaking out. And you and I have been connected for a while, and being in Camera Confidence. And I remember you, and then another one of my mindset coaches said, why don't you teach people what you do? And I started asking, and I just kind of threw it out there to some of the women that I was connected to through Facebook, really through groups. And right away I started working one-on-one with about 5 ladies. And then from there, they were like, is there more? Can you provide more after we're done working together? And then I started the Splash Marketing Collective. So it just snowballed from there. And it's something that I always wanted to do, but had it on the back burner because I was always busy with my agency clients. So it was a blessing in disguise. And glam has a huge part to do with that, honestly. Thank you for pushing me gently, but again, I wouldn't be here. So it's been amazing.
It's so awesome, and leans into what we were talking about with Nika too, that possibilitarian idea where you may be sitting in a little bit of a freak out for a moment, but really recognizing, like Heidi said, on the other side of that freak out, is where that true success is. And that's really, I think, the key is showing up even in the middle of that crazy. So, so grateful for you. Okay. You have a story prepared for us today?
I do. All right. So I don't know about you, but when you were a child, let me know down below, did you play the game hide and seek? I think most of us kids did, right? So I'd love to know, what was your favorite part of that? For me personally, it was hiding. And the best part of that game for me is when it took a long time to finally find me. So seeking was not my thing. And the interesting thing about this, it's very ironic, is that for most of my life, adolescent life, and up until about 7 years, I hid both personally and professionally because of my mistakes in my life, my faults, adversities. And I always seem to make everything seem so perfect on the outside, similar to Nika's story. Everything seemed perfect. I always seemed like I had everything put together. But on the inside, it was truly a hot mess. So this spilled into my career as well. And I would hide from the spotlight and I would show up with my logo and my website and my products. I also was in direct sales as a stylist for a jewelry company, which is where my fashion love comes from. But I was pushing product and I wasn't showing up on camera. In fact, I was very private with social media. And something that many people don't know, I really despised social media. And the funny thing is, that's what I did for a living. I help businesses, as I told you a little bit ago, I help them show up on social media. I help them connect with the right people on social media. But for me, when it came to open up Facebook or Instagram, I would just ask myself, what the heck am I doing? This is so dumb. I have nothing special to say. I'm truly not that special. Why would anyone care what I have to say in relation to me being a part of my business? My business is what they're buying. They're buying what I provide, those services, right? Well, I was definitely wrong, but although I knew social media was totally worth it, to me, it was just a waste of time. And then I really got turned off, and you can probably relate to this because it happens on a daily basis still, networking in groups and making connections that I thought were awesome connections, getting that friend request, and the first thing they do is they try to sell you something. I love to support other businesses and other women, but I will be honest if I'm not your right person. However, I will offer you, hey, I'd love to give you some support on social. How can I help you spread the love on this? And then I get ghosted, which to me just really turned me off even more with social media. But then, and on top of that, I don't know about you, but I would think that why are people so attention hungry being on social? They're constantly posting their food pictures and like, what is the point of this? I don't get it. So for me, social media on a personal level was something that I kept very private, just my friends and family. I didn't have public posts. I didn't have even a public page, by the way. So I heard this quote though, sometime after, by Brene Brown, who I absolutely love. And she said, sometimes the bravest and most important thing you can do is just show up. Owning our story can be hard, but not nearly as difficult as spending our lives running from it. Embracing our vulnerabilities is risky, but not nearly as dangerous as giving up on love and belonging and joy, the experiences that make us the most vulnerable. Only when we are brave enough to explore the darkness will we discover the infinite power of our light. So I'm going to repeat that last part. Only when we are brave enough to explore the darkness will we discover the infinite power of our light. So fast forward to a few, maybe 6-7 years ago, I did lots of self-awareness work and have had amazing mentors and some therapy as well. And I finally understood what the missing puzzle in my business was. I wasn't showing up as me. It finally sinked in that in order for me to work my passion, to empower other women, to step outside of my agency, I really needed to step it up. I needed to embrace my value and share it. And even as a personal stylist and image consultant, I still had these insecurities of showing up. So, by the way, we have them too. And I thought, how else are people going to get to know me if I stayed in hiding? It's, if somebody, I wouldn't buy from somebody that doesn't show up, honestly, especially if it's an entrepreneur or a small business. People aren't going to buy my logo or my website. They're not even really buying my products. They're buying me first. And same thing with you. So my question to you is, are you showing up? Think about that. And I'm not just saying in a picture. I'm saying on camera? Are you talking? Are you communicating? Are you building relationships so that people get to know you? And it's not your fault if you're hiding, because it's a fun game, right? But although I love playing that game, I can promise you that when you step over to the other side, you will feel so much better about yourself and about the impact that you can make in other people's lives. So what I have for you today is a guide that I created that comes with a video, and it walks you through those same foundational steps that I took in order to show up as a magnetic personal brand in your business. And it's going to help you embrace your value, let your light shine. So if you want this, I would love for you to go to, and I don't know, Molly, if you dropped it down below, but I can say the link to it.
Yeah, I did. I love, this is like these really long links. Stylishlybranding.com/branding and brand visibility guide, which I love. There's so many of us that have these really long links today. So I will have these links in the show notes, which is why, like Ginna said in the beginning, when she was like, let us know below, that's one of the reasons that we have that as part of our video framework, is we don't usually share links like this. We have it, a bot will deliver it or whatever, but with all of us here today, we will have all of these links linked around this video as well. What are we going to get inside this? Explain the guide again.
Yeah, so it guides you through, it's a workbook with a video. So I'm actually on the video guiding you through each page of the workbook and helping you, really take a deep look into yourself, a lot of self-awareness as to what makes you unique. What are your experiences, rather than thinking of your business as throwing your product out there first. So it's really helping you how to show up.
I love it so much. And I will say, especially for those of you that are social media managers and have an agency like that, it's something that I've noticed people tend to hide behind. Well, it's kind of the cobbler's shoes idea. Well, I'm spending so much time, and even for myself, like if you look at our Facebook group compared to our clients' Facebook groups, where I've like fixed everything and it's all clean and beautiful. And then you're like, why isn't she doing that in hers? Because I am a barefoot cobbler. But, we do what we can to like slowly to clean up our own stuff as well. And I will say that as someone who does this for other people, sometimes you may forget what Ginna said, which is people don't want to buy from people who aren't showing up.
Mm-mm.
So check yourself, get the guide. And be gracious with yourself as well, and know that it's something that all of us, we all need that extra support to kind of unlock that thing as we're moving forward. So absolutely. I love it so much. Oh my gosh. So grateful for you. Anything that you want to add before we move to our final guest?
No, well, just that, everybody, I think most people, they start their business like this. They don't know any better, that, it's not about the product, it's the transformation that you're providing and the experience. So give your audience an experience.
Yeah. We love it so much. So true. So good. Awesome. I'm so grateful for you. We love having you
so much.
As a member of the fam. So good. Okay. I'm going to pop you down. Thank you, Ginna. Yay.